Hi everyone. Today was quite an impressive session following the morning gap up in the futures. Tell you what, that threw me for a spin today, but you know what? What's the difference? We saw this in October, we saw it in December, and now we're seeing it in January. These moves are going to cause you to get whipped out of long positions, and it's very possible that you will not be able to get back in if you adhere to a disciplined trend following strategy. I don't care what anyone says. Trend following the futures market has been very rewarding thanks to the crash in oil. But if you're trend following stocks on an end of day basis, it remains an extremely fucking difficult market to navigate against. However, it's still, things aren't that bad. We had basically 11 different long signals last night. Six of them filled, or seven of them filled, four of them didn't. I couldn't get my ad back in on DCXM and AVGO, and that's what I'm telling you about. In MUSA, these were the three big ones. Also, AGN didn't fill for me. Should have gone to get it, but I didn't. But it's just, disappointing that a market wants to act like this, first off. But, when you're dealing with an illiquid tape, a low volume overall tape, well, you're going to have to just get used to stuff like this. So first, let's go back to what I want to add tonight. For really quick, let's go to the market. Everything's great. Retake 50-day moving average, blah, 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 blah. Still under a neutral signal as far as I'm concerned, but basically it's a buy mode for us as we're going to be back to nearly fully invested after all the long signals I'm going to take tonight. And I'm taking all these because I can't risk what just happened yesterday again. Got to get long, rather be wrong, cut my losses, move on. But S&P 500, New York Stock Exchange, Russell 2000, everything just V ramping back up higher. I didn't see sentiment come down, but the bullishness did come in a little bit. There are no more bears out there. There's only emboldened bulls, and barely bulls. There are no more bears. It's just done. And we probably have more to go, but I tell you what, just to let you guys know what happened last week. A woman that I know on Maui, she's a very pretty girl, asked me how to trade stocks and what books she should read to learn how to make a lot of money in the stock markets, and stock trading is so easy. I tell you what, huge fucking red flag for me that this is probably it. This will probably be the last year of our uptrend. And I hope we can get what I want to fucking get is a blow off top. I want a climax run. I want a parabolic move higher in my long positions and then suck everyone in and then let this thing die a disgusting death whenever interest rates maybe will rise at the end. Who knows? This might go 2 more years, but it's getting a little weird now, and there's nothing to do about it. So don't try to overthink it. But as you look at the oscillators, still overall mixed, and none of these that you see that I posted up, TSV, MACD, on any of the exchanges, do I have a confirmed, yeah, let's go signal. NYSE basically looks the best off the December lows as it's trending higher, both MACD, TSV. I guess the good news is that we're rallying here as the oscillators pull back in, which gives us more momentum to the upside if we do continue to move higher. So I guess that is the good news, is that my oscillators have pulled back in despite us rallying short term. And I guess that helps considering that we were selling off earlier with the oscillators moving up. So it's a very confusing tape. So I'm going to continue to keep tight stops, but I got to take my signals. So let's get to the signals. There's a lot of them. I guess we'll go with the biggest first. So they got a couple of 5% signals. ZLTQ is a huge growth stock, bouncing right off the 50-day moving average of the pocket pivot point signal. If I'm wrong, at least on half my shares, I don't risk much at all, 2-3%. So I can increase it to 5%. But ZLTQ, check out the fundamentals. It's fantastic. And basically, all of our long positions are medical stocks, first off. There's only one oil stock in here. But ZLTQ, very, very nice, perfect, CanSlim quality stock that was also my price volume scan confirming it. CNC is a CanSlim quality stock that is also a perfect speculator scan stock, so therefore it is a 5% position. Back-to-back pocket pivot point buy signals, so that is good news there. ABAX is a perfect speculator scan stock and a CanSlim quality stock bouncing right off the 50-day moving average. Once again, we don't risk much of a wrong, but it isn't a perfect move off 50-day moving average, so it's only going to be 2.5%. STE is a CanSlim quality stock bouncing right off the 50-day moving average. Once again, that's going to be a 2.5% position. And AFAM is another CanSlim quality stock bouncing right off the 50-day moving average. That too is going to be a 2.5% long position. Then we also have ENTA, which is a CanSlim quality stock and a pre-perfect speculator scan stock. That is kind of starting to break out of this little short stroke pattern of this ascending base pattern that is breaking out of. ENTA has been a bitch for me to trade. Bought it here, got whipsawed here, got fully taken out here, but then it reversed intraday, so I had to put the trade back on. It failed here again, reversed here. This time I was like, fuck it, not putting it back on. Whoops, that cost me. This is why you always got to put these back on. Right here's when that trade should have gone back on. Should have gone back on right here despite it being up 5%. Boom, would have worked out. But now here we basically have a quote-quote ad signal, but to me it's going to be another new long signal. First cut loss obviously is at the low a day, and then, you know, I mean, hopefully this doesn't happen, but the emergency one is going to be 47.42. But because of where my emergency sell stop has to go, it's only going to be a 2% long position. And then one other Cancelim quality long that's also a perfect speculator scan long, ALNY, only going to be 1%. Why? Because it's up 7%. I just can't risk it. You know, I don't like losing money. I don't love any of these signals. Do you notice how none of these signals have huge volume surges leading up to today's signals, and then a huge volume surge today loaded with max green bop or green bop? I mean, let's just look at all of them again. ABAX, ALNY, ENTA is probably one of the best ones, and look at how volatile it is. CNC, where's the green on the chart? ZLTQ, where's the green on the chart? STE is the best one overall, but look at the red that's in the chart. And AFAM, where's the green? I mean, this is what I got. This is what I get. It's just disgusting and pathetic and just absolutely atrocious. It's been like this since 2008. There were glimmer of hope long signals that were really nice in 2000 and the end of 2011 with FLT, 2012 LQDT, a couple others like HEES at the end of 2012, ARWR in 2013. But man, I tell you what, it's even been worse in 2014 and 2015. The lack of green hot charts is just sad. It's pathetic because in the Cancelim quality stocks, the greens used to show up, and then you could push 5, 10, even up to 20%. Can't do that anymore. That's why after all of these longs the past 2 days, I believe in both of my portfolios, I'm going to be up to 60 long positions. That's fucking insane. I've cursed so much in this video because it's just mind-boggling the way this market acts. All I can do is take positions in leading stocks, keep tight sell stops. I can handle this many positions. If you can't, my suggestion is to put everything into either CNC or ZLTQ. So focus on those two stocks instead of 5%. And hell, put 20% of your capital in either one, or put 20% in both of them and keep tight sell stops. I don't have that much conviction in them. I also have some speculative stocks I am going to go long. COVS has got a huge bop in price and volume surge. Still can't trust these stocks. So 1% long signal. It's very, very, very speculative. ALLY is a much higher quality one. I got my max green bop, but once again, this isn't really a flat base pattern. It's bouncing off, breaking out of, or bouncing from. It's just bouncing off 50-day moving average after a wicked whipsaw day 2 days ago. So once again, this isn't beautiful. If you want to see what maybe kind of beautiful was FLXN, but then look at it lose its max green bop, go lower green bop, and then finally give a long signal here, and that's pretty deep U-shaped turn. And, you know, I mean, it's just not that impressive. Volume is just average, and, of course, it works. So got to take what we're given, and we're not being given much. So ALLY, 1%er right here. Ultimate final, you know, emergency sell stop is going to be below that low. COVS, right below these lows. There's no way I would let this thing go below 240. COVS. And then we also want to play with JD. Higher quality stock, this one and ALLY, hence they're not priced below 10, but still it's kind of speculative with these chart patterns. But JD, once again, seems like huge accumulation off the lows, but gosh, it's just choppy and volatile, and that's what all these things look like. The good news is we have no sells. Also, I want to go ahead and add again to XNCR. By looking at this print, this thing trade down to 14.29. Miracle. I don't know what the hell that print is, if it's a bad print or what, but none of my sell stops hit. So I had sell stops below these lows, and then an emergency one below this low. And as you can see, intraday it went below all that. I didn't look at the intraday chart yet, but I didn't get taken out of anything, so good news, I guess. So what I'm going to do here is also add 0.5% of my account capital to this one, just in case it wants to explode higher. Once again, though, you're like, oh, isn't that what the chart that you're looking for? The huge volume surge in the max green bot? No, not really. Let's go back to ARWR in 2013 just so I can remind you what exactly it is I'm looking for. It's got to look like this. I mean, if it doesn't look like this, yeah, I'm not that interested. See how flat the price action is? See how huge the accumulation is? See all of the green and max green bop in the chart? That's what we're looking for. We don't have anything at all. Zero stocks that look like this. Before 2008, 50 to 100 of these showed up every year. 96, 97, 98, 99. Beginning of 2000, 2001, a few showed up. 2002, a few showed up. 2003, a ton showed up. 4, 5, 6, a few showed up. 07, a few more showed up. 08, obviously, was the beginning of these charts' death. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm spread out heavily in the market, unlike I ever have been before. I have no positions that even equal 7.5% per one position. I have tons of 1% positions. I have never traded like this. I mean, I've had a lot of 1% positions before, but that's always been accompanied by 1 or 2 stocks. Excuse me. That are making up 5 to 10 to 15 to 20% positions. So crazy, crazy, crazy tape. Like I said, if you got to focus, CNC or ZLTQ. There are no sells tonight. Thank you. Aloha.